This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. I've been pretty clear for a while. I'm not a fan of Bill Maher. I think Bill Maher is an anti-science, anti-vax nut who proliferates lies and conspiracies and fear about vaccines. I believe he is an anti-science, anti-trans bigot. He had he platforms Nazis like Milo Yiannopoulos, and while they're yucking it up about, we don't care where weirdos pee, talking about transgender people, he's just a bigot. He's a know-nothing hack, an unfunny jerk-off who happened to, like many white men in America, stumble upward into success with his HBO show. And although he is absolutely an ardent opponent of Donald Trump, he took to his show and talked about how he wanted to get his opinion on the record. How did he say? I just would like to go on the record to say that that convicting Donald Trump, prosecuting Donald Trump, holding Donald Trump accountable, offering up consequences for Donald Trump and his crimes related to this very first case that's been presented to the grand jury and has been brought and indicted by the grand jury and Alvin Bragg, that he calls it a colossal mistake. And he gives his reasons. Sounds to me, if you parse his language and make assumptions based on what sentence followed the previous sentence, that he's so worried about violence from the MAGA crowd that he thinks we just let Donald Trump off the hook. He admits in the clip that you're getting ready to watch that Donald Trump is guilty of this offense. He's guilty of the thing he's being accused, but oh, not this. It'd be a colossal mistake to hold him accountable. Watch Bill Maher here.
I really don't want to give Donald Trump the satisfaction of talking about him. I thought when he was gone, he'd be gone a little bit. But, you know, there is an ex-president out there now who's going to be arrested, possibly. And he is talking about violence in the streets of his supporters if he does. So I don't know. I kind of have to say, or get your opinion on this just one more time. We can be quick about it. But I just would like to go on record of saying I think this is a colossal mistake if they bring these charges. Not this one. You know, I mean, yes, he's done a lot of bad things, and I'm sure he did this. Everything they accuse him of done, he did. But first of all, it's not going to work. It's going to be rocket fuel for his 2024 campaign. And it's just going to look to MAGA Nation like, oh, you know, you tried with Mueller, you tried with Ukraine, you tried with January 6th, now we go to the porn star? Really? You're down to that?
So let's take this piece by piece. There is an ex-president out there who is going to be arrested possibly, and he's talking about violence in the streets from his supporters if he does. So I don't know. So I don't know following the threat of violence, Bill Maher wants to live as a hostage. Bill Maher wants to live in a country where if the loudest voices, the most unhinged voices threaten violence, we don't follow the rule of law. He admits that Donald Trump is guilty of that which he's accused, but still, oh no, we don't want, how did he phrase it? It's just going to look to MAGA Nation that, oh, you tried with Mueller, you tried with Ukraine, you tried with January 6th, and now you're going to go to the porn star. Really? You're down to that? So if MAGA Nation believes that, we need to adjust jurisprudence accordingly. Apparently, according to the logic of Bill Maher, the anti-vax, anti-science nut, that because MAGA Nation thinks that there was fraud in the election, we need to bend and bow and scrape to their particular conspiracy theories in order to appease them. We shouldn't have a functioning democracy that's free and fair because MAGA Nation thinks it's not free and fair. It's not about what's empirical. It's not about what's fact. It's bending our will and what is correct to a bunch of conspiracy theorists who are in support of a demagogue and a fascist. And also the claim of, first of all, it's not going to work. Legal scholar Bill Maher proclaims it's not going to work. hasn't seen the indictment, has no idea what is contained in the 34-count indictment, evidence of which has been seen by nearly 24 grand jurors. But according to huge intellect Bill Maher, it's not going to work. Colossal mistake. Rocket fuel for the 2024 campaign. Stay in your lane, Bill Maher. Keep telling your unfunny jokes, Bill Maher. Keep battering the scientific community and creating doubt and hesitancy related to vaccines, you conspiracy theory kook. But most of all, this is for you out there who may or may not still hold him in some high esteem. I would say this: just because someone is an enemy of Trump doesn't mean they're on the right side, doesn't mean that they are worthy of being looked to as, and this goes for me too, of being worthy of being looked to as a resource for accurate information. This is just one more case of what I believe is Bill Maher attempting to play both sides. He's the new Tulsi Gabbard. He's the new Glenn Greenwald. He's the new Dave Rubin. He's the new Candace Owens. He's just another one of these characters that is slowly shifting to the right. It's Jimmy Dore with a different face. What do you think? I'd love to know. We can mix it up in the comments. You can also call and leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, daily@dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you there. If you appreciate what I do and you'd like to support my work, help produce my work, click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go over to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I know I'm going to catch some shit in the comments, but that is just how it works. I don't modulate or adjust my opinions based on what I think the vast majority of people are going to believe. So I do want to hear from you. I love you. Thank you for engaging with my content, and I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.